welcome to another edition of the Sewing Guru. Now, in the previous video we attached all of our waistcoat panels together, and as you can see our waistcoat is near enough complete. So we've got the side seams attached, shoulder seams, and the whole thing is near enough there. All we've got left to do now is the buttons and buttonholes, and of course we're going to close up the small gap in the back hem. Now that small gap is where we pulled the waistcoat through so that we could see the correct side. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. I'm going to show you how to close up that small gap in the back hem. So let's just have a look where that is. So the back hem here has still got a gap, and that's what we need to close up. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So what you need is, of course, your hand sewing needles and the thread that you've been always using to attach your waistcoat together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this waistcoat over to the ironing board and show you how to do the hem. Okay, so here we are at the ironing board, and as you can see, this is the back of our waistcoat, and this here is the gap that we're going to be closing up. So what you need is, of course, your thread. Now you need to use the thread that you've been using to actually attach all of the waistcoat panels together, and of course a needle. So let's just thread this needle. Okay, it's always a little bit tricky. There we go. So now that that's threaded, we're ready with that. So what we need to do is just turn the waistcoat the other way around so that you can see the inside lining panels. Now you might have some thread ends here, so just cut those off so that it makes all of this neat. Now this doesn't have to be a really tight closure. So what you need to do is just casually close this up. So what we're going to do is just working with the two inside hem bits here, as you can see there. So let's just start off by getting the thread knotted into the lining like this. Okay, so that's inside the lining. So now what we're doing is we're just catching the lining part only. Can you see? Like that. And just keep going along like that. Okay, it's not like a tight closure completely, okay? All it is, we're just catching the lining in place, okay? And that just closes that up, and it just will just sit neatly in place. Okay, it is really easy to do. Okay, make sure that, of course, your needle and thread does not come through showing on the wrong side. You don't want that at all, okay? Make sure that this is all really neat. You see that's come through the other side. Okay, so that's just neatly in there, and it's not a tight stitch at all. Okay, it's just a nice stitch just to make sure that it's all closed up in there, because of course there's nothing pulling. This is just going to be straight, and when we press this, all of this will be really nice and neat. A few more little stitches, and we've then bridged the gap.
go. Oh, we just got to be careful that you don't have the stitching showing on the outside. Okay, so we've now bridged the gap, and we can now just tie off this, making sure that that's all flat. Okay, tie this off like that. We just cut the thread, and as you can see, we've got no stitching showing at all. So what we're going to do now is just press this. Okay, and as you can see, the waistcoat lining is further up, but that's exactly what we want, because this is the correct side, and of course there's nothing showing at all. It's just really neat, and of course this is closed up. So literally that's all you do. So the waistcoat now, the hem is now complete. Now if you want to, you can create tighter, smaller stitches, okay, spend a lot more time, but I was just showing you this quickly of how to do this, okay, but you know, just go along, take your time and really neatly close this up, okay, so that it's all really neat. Okay, so when you've done that, we're ready to go on to the last video where I'm going to show you how to put in your buttons and buttonholes. So I will see you very soon.